What's up?
Come on down, John, to a new and semi-regular episode of The Price's Soundcheck, starring John Barker and your narrator, Brian.
Thank you, narrator.
Yeah. I didn't plan this, and yeah, it's okay. Hi, John.
Was that the only thing you could do to get it to stop? Was play a different sound?
Yes. I was panicking. All right. How's it going, buddy?
I get it though. You know what? It's been a day. I moved my office today.
Yeah.
From
you seem to be in the same place.
So no, my office at work.
Ah.
So I moved it from sharing an office on the first floor to both that coworker and I moved to having our own offices on the second floor.
Ah.
So I had multiple run-ins with a fat person's worst enemy today. It was gravity.
Oh.
Luckily I came out unscathed today.
So you fought gravity and you won.
Today.
You live another
Tomorrow's
day.
a new day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Well, we're here. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Back. Quotation marks. You know who is back? Nashville SC, undefeated the rest of the season, championship, calling it.
I appreciate you quite a bit, Brian, but
Yeah.
I'm nowhere
What?
near.
Am I wrong?
You know what I'm gonna say, Brian? I'm gonna trigger all of us NSC fans by saying this, but one really good result seems like a really small sample size.
Oh. Okay, let's talk about.
Just gonna trigger everybody.
Let's talk about all the shit we've missed. Also, if you're watching live, feel free to on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to subscribe, follow, whatever the platform says, and drop in chat any questions, comments, John slander. If you Drake, if you or not Drake, no, definitely not Drake. Kendrick, if you're watching, feel free to leak your new mixtape in the chat. Continue the diss track back and forth. Feel free.
I feel like I don't even feel like he has to. Like, he knows he won.
Wyatt is asking why you were asleep at the game.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you two answers. They're both legitimate. But so one is
you're just a sweepy boy.
Well, no, one is so I've started taking the ramp and not the stairs coming up from the tailgate. So I keep my breath, but it's more steps, and yeah. I'm a lazy bitch.
Yeah.
So there's a physical aspect of, whew, I am tired. And then there's the I would call it the more truthful answer for this game specifically, which is the cocktail that we had at our tailgate at our tent this time. I
was waiting for the twist. I knew there was something coming.
No. The actual answer is we had a dreamsicle cocktail, and I knew it was gonna fuck me up, and I full sent that shit anyway. So,
Wyatt requests a shirt that says, I'm a lazy bitch. But like it just says I'm a lazy bitch, and then like the Nashville logo.
See, I was gonna say put the Has-Been logo on that.
That too.
Fun
fact.
That'd be funny, actually.
And I've been a proponent of this being one history from 2013 till now. The first sponsor on the chest of a Nashville SC FC shirt was Has-Been Sports. Just want to put that out there.
Just want to throw that out there.
Just want to put that out there. Back in 2013, man. Before the NPSL season started, there was like a friendly or something. I have the jersey in there. Has the Has-Been logo on the front. So John, we're in a very fortunate spot that we got to not talk publicly about how dog shit the last 6 weeks were.
I mean, this is only our second win of the year, right?
Third.
We beat Charlotte and who?
Oh, I thought you meant stream. of the season.
No. I'm trying.
This is our second win of the year. Yeah, and then I'm
gonna argue the point that we were dog shit for much longer than anyone wants to admit.
Yeah. But like, give me. Let's pretend. Let's rewind your mind a little bit. A little bit back, right? Let's rewind. Let's
Wyatt with the context.
Let's have our brain be in this Saturday mode, right? We haven't had that win yet.
Okay.
Tell me your most optimistic take on the season so far and your most pessimistic take on the season so far.
Okay. My most optimistic take was
your most, not the most. Your most. John's most. I said.
My most optimistic take was we're going to win a trophy. My most pessimistic take was it's going to be the spoon.
What trophy did you think we were going to win a week ago?
They were both we're going to win the spoon.
Oh,
the optimistic take a week ago is we're going to suck so bad.
Sorry.
That they finally fire Gary Smith.
I just saw Jay Mazza's, I guess he's on YouTube, Joel Mazza's comment saying, was that on purpose? It was like right after I said that we're in a very lucky position to not talk about all the losses. It was not on purpose, but we're, it kept me from having public pain. So
we had a lot of back and forths though, like between me and Brian, me and Travis. I don't know. We have a group chat that has a mystery fourth member that I almost talked shit in, and then I didn't for reasons. So, no, my optimistic take last week was eventually this team's going to be bad enough that they're finally going to fire Gary.
That was your optimistic take?
Yes.
Maybe I'm just more of an optimist than most people.
You're absolutely more of an optimist than me. Have we met?
Yeah, it's fair. I stepped away from social media for a little bit. Not entirely. Like, I still perused it, but I didn't post or be active in any way because it was just like NSC was bumming me out. Like, the Titans bummed me out. Like, it's just everything was bumming me out, and I just needed a break.
You still have us in Rocket League on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah, we're playing Rocket League right now.
I couldn't remember the command. I'm going to try to do a flip reset. That's a Rocket League thing, right?
Did you see that flip reset that Hani did on his assist? Did he get one or two assists Saturday?
Two.
God, I feel so good. But okay, let me put my mind pre-Saturday, right? I'll start with my dooms take, right? Was it's going to shit. On both my doomsday and my positive take, I was pretty firmly, and we'll get to where I am now, Gary out. I saw nothing throughout the entire year that we were going to be anything than a bottom of the East team. This is my pessimistic doomsday take. And I thought we're going to have a lot of games that we should win that we'll draw, and then we're going to have a lot of games that we should lose that we'll lose even harder. And that there wasn't going to be many wins. And right now it still may not, but I guess transition into my optimistic take was look how many games that we choked. We 100% choked, but we were leading 2-0, 1-0, whatever, and the other team came back and it was a draw, right? You flip 2 or 3 of those games to wins, we're pretty solid in the playoffs right now, right? And we're pretty close right now anyways. And then if you factor in the all the injuries, Zimmerman has not played for 3 months, right? He hurt himself.
Right.
Yeah,
Brian,
2 months.
Did you just wave at us in the chat?
No, it's Chris.
Oh, hey, Jonesy.
But he does that shit. I called him out on the other day. But we flip a couple of those draws and the wins, and we're in a different spot, right? Even if we did that, it would not and does not change, my problems with Gary. It does not change my problems with the depth on this team, with, you know, how the team's played at times, what some might have, you know, perceived as lack of effort. I firmly thought that if we put everything together, I didn't think we were going to be top of table. I didn't think we were going to be great, but we'd be the playoff team we all thought we'd be. And hopefully this win is a step in the right direction, but I don't know. How are you feeling now after this win? Has it changed anything for you?
One result does not move the needle for me. One dominating performance does not start to take away from 2 months of being locked in a porta potty in a hurricane.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how the season started for Nashville SC, I feel like. Yeah, I'm excited because I like the win. I like Sam getting a hat trick. That's the type of performance that we've needed from him every game ever.
Yeah.
I think who was it? H-Man in Twitch chat earlier said, I knew Montreal was going to be a good matchup for us because they don't defend cross as well and they struggle to get the ball into the box. Both of those are incredibly true. You know, since Camacho moved to Columbus to follow Wilfred Nancy, they don't even really have what I would call a center back one, much less a center back pairing. And I mean, Hani was winning headers in the box.
Yeah.
Like
Hani put 3 off the post off of headers, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. The problem with this game is if you took Nashville from last year, right, and you played this same game, I would expect to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm glad we won. And seeing Sam get his hat trick and Sam and Hani kind of clicking and Zimmerman being back and getting his goal and everything working how it's supposed to feels great. But that should be what we expect. That should be the baseline, right?
That's the problem, though. That was what we expected. So when we were getting beaten down and beaten down and beaten down for 2 months, like the apathy was setting in. It wasn't like it wasn't. There's no excitement. It's that I was actively like
bummed
not
out.
Excited.
Yeah. But now we're gonna win the championship, so it's fine.
Stukes.
Completely fine. What is he going on about? Four goals makes pickle. Oh,
it's his. He has a dog who is a grower and a shower.
Oh. I didn't know if he was going by Pickles nowadays. Like if he had coined a new nickname for himself,
and then was referring to himself in the third
referring
person.
to his own penis. Yes,
that would be. Oh man, that is confidence that I don't have.
Do you think it carries over? Do you think this is a one-off?
I mean, it's the
game, not Stuke's penis.
The result, I think, absolutely can carry over.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because like, oh, it'll be establishing a trend and all that type of bullshit. They're going to Charlotte. Charlotte's not a good team.
No.
I think the confidence of this win and the way that this game was won, you can absolutely take to North Carolina and say you did it before, do it again.
Yeah. So this was the first game this year we've had all 3 designated players start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Walker doesn't start next game, to be honest with you.
Why? He played 60 minutes.
But if he's on a minutes restriction, I would rather sub Walker in at halftime and guarantee to have him for the second half versus have him for 60 minutes and lose him for the end of the game.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Because like Kallman is a great sub in a pinch. I don't like swapping out 3-time defender of the year for trialist.
A 3-time defender of the year and possible striker. What the fuck was up? He just took the fuck off on Sam's second goal. That was crazy. I guess the X factor we were missing, right? I mean, this season, I'm a lot more appreciative of Walker Zimmerman. Not that I wasn't before, but like there's a night
I don't
and
think
day.
I was.
There's a night and day difference when he's in and when he's not for the back line, right? And 2, Dax McCarty. Now, again, I was very appreciative of Dax while he was here, but even more so now because, like, we looked good last game in the midfield. Decent. But up until this point, it's just been like, fucking clear the ball. Hani's down there somewhere. You know, like, no movement, no creativity, nothing through the midfield. And I think that one problem is fixed. Knock on wood. That, you know, Zimmerman's back. Sure, keep it on a minute. Like I like what you said. Bring him on at half. Minutes restriction for another game, and then you know let him loose. I don't know what they do about replacing Dax because there's some intangibles there. I don't think they can necessarily easily fix. Like I think Drew Yearwood was a good addition. I think we have the talent in the midfield. There's clearly something missing, and that something was Dax.
I have argued about this every time Gary's smooth brain has tried this. 3 central midfielders and then you like play them wide is a fucking waste.
Yeah.
So like the 4-3-3 where Drew Yearwood is just like, oh yeah, play on the right. You're a right midfielder now. No, he's not. That's not what he does. It's not utilizing his strength. So I think that's the next thing that has to change to me is put the players you have in a position to succeed.
Yeah.
Because forcing them to play, oh, this is the way we're going to play, like it or not. It's very much not right now.
Yeah.
We were very bad for a very long time. So I think there has to be some type of, hey, what if we try to do something different? I don't know that this is what happened, but I feel like Sam stayed up top more against Montreal.
No, God,
so
like he didn't. So you were at the game. You didn't. They were showing graphics of it on TV at the end of the game. They were calling Sam a box-to-box striker, jokingly.
That's hilarious.
His heat map was like everywhere in the middle of the field, like from box to box. So he was dropping back a lot more than he normally does.
It just felt like when it was hoofed up field that we actually won it.
That's the other thing, though. That's the other thing is, and I'd have to go back and look, but he was in like the top, like his heat map was all over the place, right? But he was in the top like distance covered in the game. So it's like anytime it was sent forward or it was about to be crossed into the box, he was also there. He just would track back way more frequently.
Yeah.
Which is like a Gary Smith wet dream, I'd assume. Right?
Isn't it though?
A 6'4" English striker who plays box to box for some reason. Like that sounds like what Gary Smith dreams about at night.
I'm not going to lie to you. Steven was back in town for this game and he was remarking how he hadn't gone to a DC United game.
Good.
And I absolutely called Christian Benteke Gary Smith's wet dream. Because he's just like see ball, head ball.
Yeah. Okay. So Randall Leal's done, right?
I mean, he's got to be, right?
I am the biggest Randall Leal fan. I love Randall Leal. Every time he's been healthy for any stretch of time and on the field, like he's one of my favorite players to watch. If he was able to come back healthy, he'd be an X factor. When do you cut ties? I think you cut ties now, right?
I mean, if the new when are the new roster rules going to affect where you get an additional buyout?
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Is I could see the front office not wanting to be like, all right, you know, we have this one magic bullet, and we can use it whenever we want. But if we use it now, we can't use it later. I could see them holding on to it because, well, what if we need to use it later?
With him being put long-term injury list, right? And the summer window coming up, and Gary low-key dropping hints that we're not spending enough. I don't know if you saw those.
Brian, if that's what you call a low-key hint, what do you call getting slapped in the face?
A slap you in the fucking face hint that we're not spending enough.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think everyone's job who has anything to do with soccer, like on the field operations, their job's on the line. Anybody in the coaching staff, training staff, all the way up to GM, like the team since last year's Leagues Cup has slipped to an unacceptable level. Like if we took the amount of games, if we took the games from the end of Leagues Cup till right now and just shifted it over to being in one season, that stadium would be on fire right now. Like people would be losing more so than they already are, deservingly so, losing their goddamn minds. And I get it. There's an off season, there's tournaments, there's whatever, but it's like we had all this success. Even going back through USL, we set a standard. And all of a sudden after Leagues Cup, it's like that standard doesn't exist anymore. And everyone's job should be on the line. And they should take this opportunity to, unfortunately, separate with the player who's one of their early signings but hasn't necessarily panned out for the contract he has, and go get something in the midfield. Go get something new. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't work in the the coaching staff or whatever, but they got to do something.
I don't even know that I think he hasn't panned out, which I think is true. I think at this point it becomes
when he's played, he's panned out. He has not played.
I know Travis isn't here for us to to fully appreciate our dumb sports cliches, but the best ability is availability. And Randall Ayal just doesn't have it. So start with that as the starting point, and then, jumping into if he's fully healthy right now, who does he start over?
We go get Jonder Cadiz, who has now dropped back to play midfield. Don't worry about it. We'll iron out those details later. He's also our new player manager. He's running the team. He's also bought the team from why am I going blank on his name?
I'm not helping you.
John Jonder Cadiz.
Someone was talking to me at the tailgate about Jonder Cadiz. They said he has like 15 goals in Portugal.
Yeah. He's a good player. I think
if only he hadn't gone on international duty and gotten COVID.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If you said, would you rather have Jonder Cadiz or Sam Surridge right now? I would rather have Sam Surridge. I think he's a better player. But
I agree.
But Jonder Cadiz went on international duty when he did for a reason. Like, he's a good player, and when he was in Nashville, he showed up in big moments. And you know what? For the next 15 years, I will bring up Jonder Cadiz in conversations because I think he was the one that got away for Nashville.
What is it? It's May 6th, 2024.
Yeah.
I'm going to need some type of time capsule so I can show this to Brian in 15 years. Actually, the AI of me can show this to Brian in 15 years because God knows what that's going to look like.
Well, we're all going to be cyborgs. It's fine.
That's honestly kind of here for it.
I mean, the sooner I could just like leave from here up intact and to make the rest of this robot, I'm in. I'm so in. You're telling me my bum ass ankle can be a robo ankle? In.
Right, but your whole body doesn't have to be robot. It could just be ankle.
Well, I'm anticipating a future where they can also my robo legs can feel. Like I'll still have touch. I'll just be robot.
You want like Star Wars prosthetics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's not the tangent I thought we were
going back sort of to where we were. I think summer window we have to separate in some way if we can within budget restrictions and for it to make sense for Randall Leal and bring in a piece for at least the same pay range as him.
Yeah,
like
completely agree.
It doesn't. I'm not even saying we got to go because we don't have the ability to. Do we have any like U22 spots or anything? I would say.
So in when H-Man commented in chat earlier, alluding to getting a buyout in the summer window, that's supposedly when the new roster rules go into effect.
Okay.
Which is everybody gets 3 DP spots, everybody gets 3 U22 slots, regardless of if you signed a U22 DP or not.
I would love to go get a designated player, right? Under 22, U22, right? I would love to do that. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying this piece isn't working. This piece was a good piece. It's just not working, unfortunately. Let's move on. Let's get something of equal value.
Yeah.
Because how much... I don't know what his contract is.
I don't even know that I care about equal value, to be honest with you. Like, Nashville ended the game on Saturday with 2 trialists on the field.
Yeah. Now imagine...
That should never happen.
Now imagine we go get something of equal value to almost said John Cadiz, Randall Leal, that like is consistently on the field.
Yeah.
At any position that, you know... It could be a depth piece at center back. It could be someone in the midfield. Like Randall Leal at his best is a starter caliber player. And we're paying him starter caliber money.
Yes.
And he hasn't played for 2 years.
Yes.
Imagine if we paid starter caliber money for someone who played.
Okay, so here's the thing. That person is already on the roster. His name is Tyler Boyd.
Well, he hasn't played either.
He's a starting caliber player who is on the bench.
I still think we haven't seen the best of the Tyler Boyd, Hani and Surge matchup. I think
it's because there's no way to get all of them on the field at the same time with Schaffelberg and or Muil. And Gary's gonna want his leave it all on the field winger out there.
I hear this conversation, excuse me, is annoying me because as we're talking, goodness, I keep burping.
Are you good?
Like burping, drinking tea. As we're talking,
sounds like a you problem.
We're talking about all these players we have, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Schaffelberg's fucking sick. Like Tyler Boyd's a starter caliber player. Oh yeah, Muril's like he's not a god, but he's a starter caliber player. Like he's done well when he's on the field. And what? What? Anyways, sorry, I was looking at chat. Why am I annoying you? What was I getting at? I completely got derailed by chat. We have all these starter caliber players.
Dropping?
We have all these starter caliber players, like all these good, great players. We have this perceived depth, and this year it just hasn't done any. Like we haven't done anything.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going.
Where do you think I was going?
I thought you were going, we have all these starting caliber players, but we only have 11 starting spots. Who do you drop?
We start 13 players.
Okay.
All right. Miami can do whatever the fuck they want, right? So we get some of that. How much
GAM do we have to spend
we
to
get
start
some of that
13 players?
Beckham money, right? Except Victoria Beckham buys into NSC. It's like a rivalry thing, like a family rivalry thing. And she pays the league to let us start 13 players. The soccer world is fucking pissed. We got 13.
I mean, I'm here for it. There's just, 0% chance that it happens.
Okay, answer your own question. Who do we drop? If there is promise of like a $13 million guy out there that we can bring in, right?
It will never happen.
Hear me out.
Nashville SC will never acquire a $13 million player.
There is, and you have to get rid of one of our stars, and it's a 1-for-1.
Stars or starter?
Stars.
Okay.
And so fuck it. You have to replace Zimmerman. You have to replace Hani or you have to replace Surridge with someone who's worth $15 to $20 million. Huge name. Who do you get rid of?
Sam.
You're to Sam?
Yeah, easy.
That's fair.
I thought you were gonna say if I could bring in a not even a $13 million, like a $4 million starter. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be in midfield,
Cadiz.
And it's gonna be to take Anibal's minutes. Because
really?
I love Anibal. I think he's our best, most reliable midfielder. I also think he's like 31, 32, still gets all those minutes for Panama. Like, you can't rely on him to be every game.
Yeah.
And Sean, like, I think Ben did a whole bit about how Nashville SC's midfield is just not the move right now.
Nashville
like
SC
Sean Davis and Brian Anunga have no progressive passing.
Yeah.
Yearwood is doing his best, but when he's stapled to the wing for half of the game, like, there's only so much he can do.
I don't like. I mean, I do. It's fine. I'm not a huge fan of us doing the midfield by committee, like line change substitution thing, because I feel like. Don't get me. I don't know. I played intramural soccer. That's it. Like, I never did a high level soccer. So, but I played basketball my entire life. Right.
Right.
It feels, and I played hockey for a bit. But anyways, it feels like that is kind of the heartbeat of the formation. That's where everything is built through. Changing that out entirely, I feel, if would it not ruin the mojo of the transfer from defending to attacking for the people that have still been in there? Like, you're built, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking out my ass, but it I would rather us go spend money on a guy.
I think it's a catch-22 because you make a really good point of, the players that are out there know the flow of this game. They know, like, how it's been going, like the both the defense and the attack trying to connect to the midfield.
Yeah.
But I see it as, when you do the line change type thing, these are players that they practice in the same units. Oh, yeah. So they have that chemistry. And to me, that almost matters more than the chemistry of the game, because they're pros. Like, they ought to be able to pick that up pretty quick.
Who do you think's our best passer in the midfield?
Anibal, easily.
Yeah. I think he's one of the best passers in the league. Like, when he's on,
I don't know about that.
And if you go back a little bit more into his prime, but he is a top tier passer in the midfield in MLS, right? Now imagine, and there's nothing against, Brian Anunga, but you take him out and you put in Cannonball Brian Anunga, who's going to get a yellow card and, to play well defensively, but
for the most part, yeah,
he's not that ball move kind of guy. If I'm Hani Mokhtar, I'm annoyed.
Yep. Well, the thing about Anunga, and
unless we're up by 3,
the thing that's so frustrating to me is you bring him on, and every single game without fail, he does this just like insane 30 or 40 yard run carrying the ball, and we don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
No one does, and that's the beauty of it, man.
He gets like near the box, and then he's like, "Oh, what do? I pass it back to a center back," and we're just like, "God, dang it!"
Yeah,
like it's the most frustrating thing. So, like, in terms of growth, specifically for him as a player, the potential is there because he does a lot of things well. But he and Sean Davis are redundant players, and we don't need 2 of them.
Yeah,
is ultimately where I'm at. Take the reins off of Yearwood, let him do what he does, and let's see how it goes. It's not like it could go worse than it has been.
If I was making these decisions, I would wait for the U22 DP thing to open up and just go fucking nuts one time. Like,
Brian, I'd like to.
No, they've been calculated for like 6 years.
Have not met.
No, fuck it. They've been successful. They've been calculated for 6 years. I feel like if I am on in that front office, I'm like, hey, we've done good with nothing. Let me go fucking bonkers one time.
All right.
One time.
Brian, I heard a phrase used to describe one of my coworkers, and I'm going to use it.
$30 million.
I'm going to use it to describe Nashville SC. This team would squeeze a nickel so hard a buffalo farts.
That's sick. I like that.
So there's no, like, I don't even think they will make one U22 signing
go
this summer,
fucking
much
nuts.
less all three.
Go bonkers.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
If I'm making that decision, I'm spending my entire budget on this one player and go, fuck it. If they fire me, it was a great ride. Like, fuck it. Because we have a decent squad when they're not injured or whatever, you know.
Or when they don't have a coach who says, you know, you can't lose if you don't concede any goals.
Go to Gary, say who's the best midfielder in the world, and go, cool, we got him.
Lord,
go fucking bonkers.
Who do you think?
But we go to ask Gary who he thinks is the best, not the overall best midfielder. We go straight to
who
Gary.
Do we think Gary Smith is the best? Okay,
Dax McCarty.
God bless. I want to be a fly on the wall if that conversation ever happens.
Yeah.
Of like, Dax picks up the phone. No. Picks up the phone.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. One thing I want to talk about that we hadn't talked about. I'm a little sketched out at our keeper situation right now.
I actively don't like it.
Like Joe let in 5 goals that one game. It was like 4 weeks ago. And then
Brexit.
and then you know, we switch it up, and then immediately it's dog shit 2 games later.
Yeah.
Joe comes back and does fine, but like I've always known Joe is a fine keeper. Like he's fine. He's always been okay, right? But when your back line falls apart and your star has been out for 3 months and you're trying new formations and different shit, like you're gonna have games where a bunch of goals go in. Like that 5-goal game, we all kind of saw it coming. It wasn't acceptable, but we all kind of saw it coming. And Joe's not exactly young. He's not, you know, decrepit. Well, I mean,
at some level, neither is Elliott.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, neither of them are that young.
To be fair, goalkeepers last way longer than most infield players, but still, like,
right.
I'm not exactly comfortable, but also the team's not at a place where I can really be thinking of that far ahead. Like, we need to fix what's happening now.
If we're operating from a point of the Montreal game has fixed everything, we are at a point where we could worry about long-term goalkeeping.
Titan Broncos in chat says he got a red card in the 5-goal game. That's fair, but he also didn't start the game. It was Panico started 2 in a row, and then Panico was taken off at halftime versus Miami.
Which, yeesh.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, and though, his ball movement was dog shit that game.
Upsettingly, though, like I feel like watching that game as a Nashville fan, I feel like we still played really, really bad. But we played Miami closer than most teams have.
Mm-hmm. That's what, again, fucking frustrating. Because it's like, let's take out the one where Panico is subbed out, right? Every time we play Miami, it's a fun game to watch. Like, it's a good game. We contain Messi to the extent you can contain that freak of nature. And I really, truly think that the Leagues Cup final broke something in our team's psyche and has led to a lot of the problems we're having.
I can see that.
And hopefully maybe they're over it. Maybe.
Short of tearing it down and doing it again, how do you fix that?
Wins like Saturday.
Okay.
That's how you fix it. Like, again, I played intramural soccer. Like, I'm not an expert. Fucking Travis isn't here, so he can't. But in basketball, right, thing I played, you see a shot go in.
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot. You made it.
Yeah,
shit.
Swaggy P.
Okay, I'm going to go for it again. This last game, this last game, Sam saw 3 goals go in. Hani assisted on 2 of those and, you know, went off the post a bunch of times, but we were fucking flowing. Wins like that, continued wins like that, will put us back on the right track. Don't know if it's going to happen. Don't know how long it's going to take. or if it'll ever happen again, who knows? But I think I'm more optimistic for the back half of the season than most people. I am also still kind of like, we need a coaching change, but
no, I'm still very much like, even so before the Montreal game, I was not even an away game. You just fly Gary somewhere just so you can leave him at an airport. That type of like, I'm done with it.
You just drive, you just kick him out the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Was it Lane Kiffin that happened to?
Probably.
When he was at USC. They just like fired him on the tarmac. H-Man in chat brings up a really interesting point. I think it's interesting to look at the way this team reacts to never give up on you after a tie versus after a win. This is the first time in a long time that I remember most of the team coming to the 18.
Yeah.
To sway with the fans after the game. I don't think the whole team made it, but I think it was definitely the majority. I don't know that I think it's because it was after a win so much as it was after that win.
Yeah.
In the wake of 2 months of dropped points and losses and just horrible, horrible results. I feel like that was more in a vacuum of thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I don't know. No comment.
Do you still hate the song on principle?
No, I never hated the song.
Okay, good.
No, I've liked the song. It's just, here's the thing. I like the song, and I think it'll stick around for a while, and I hope we keep doing it and shit like that. It doesn't mean as much yet. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Like, it's meaningful. Like, a lot of people think back to the Tornadoes in 2020 because that's like right when that song came out, and it was very, inspirational, blah, blah, blah. And I think it'll take time. It'll take time before it means something enough for the players to be down there every single time, for all the fans to stay every single time. And that can be achieved either via 30 years, right? Or we win 2 championships and they're singing that after the game all the way, right? Like, something has to happen significant that attaches that song to the fan base before I'll really have a problem with like, oh, like not all the fans stayed or, whatever. I think they should, but yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a bit before it really sticks.
So reading through chat as we're having this conversation, it really does add the context of like the past couple of months have been the most on-field adversity this team has faced.
Yeah.
In MLS specifically. And I give the context of in MLS because there were days in USL where I was excited we had a shot on goal. That's a real upsetting thing. So I think the context really does help in the sense that like this is like we are in the dumps right now, but it is the most in the dumps we have ever been.
Yeah.
So I think the context of thank you for sticking around, thank you for not giving up on us is not lost on the players, and it shouldn't be lost on us, but also like we're there every game.
Yeah. Well, I'm not because I'm unemployed. But what was I getting at? Oh yeah. So like the honeymoon phase is over, right? It is. The honeymoon phase with people who don't give a shit about soccer.
Honeymoon phase never existed for people who don't give a shit about soccer.
There was a time when we first came into the league, people I know that actively don't like soccer or have never talked about we all had it where it's like, oh shit, you post about this all the time. Can you tell me about this? I'm gonna go to a game, we'll check it out, whatever, right? Yeah. That was the first season. Then, over time they kind of fell off and we kept selling out. Fell off. Fa la 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 la. The fan base stayed. We were selling out or damn near selling out most of the games, and now that the honeymoon phase is long over, and we're still like, I know it's tickets distributed, but if you look at the stadium, I'm impressed with the amount of fans of soccer of this team that still give a shit through, this losing streak, this draw streak, whatever you want to call it, this slump. And I know if this continues, it'll go down even more, right? But
yeah, well,
the eye test, it really hasn't gone down at all. And yes, the atmosphere may get somber when we're down by 2 goals or we choke away a lead or whatever. But at least people there, enough people there are there to give a shit.
Yeah, well, I think to that point, it's a lot easier to give a shit when you score 2 goals in the first 20 minutes of a game.
Yeah.
Like, what's that historically been like?
Jay Mazza said they did an excellent job with the camouflage of the seats, though. I will give you that. But my takeaway, like
so great.
What I look at for the amount of give a shit in the stadium is how many people are in the supporter section. Because one, those are silver, right? It's not camouflage with the multicolored seats. You can see the blank spots when they're there, right? And for the most part, those end sections are full or at least near full, right? And to start off with, in that honeymoon phase, those were tickets bought by randoms, right? Everyone has a story of someone who got pissy because there's I had something thrown at me because I was waving a flag in the supporter section, like
got him.
Which I'll tell that story in a little bit, but now, right? The education's there. Most people know whatever that's what that section is for. There's different levels of excitement, obviously, but there's still a good amount of people in those seats, and us on a down year is bigger than most of MLS. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Honestly, it's bigger than a lot of teams in Europe. Not, top, but we have a big stadium. We have a big fan base.
We do. Yeah.
At least locally. And 20,000, 28,000, whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at.
It's not, but I still get really frustrated when I hear people like, why would you go to a game? Nothing happens and it just ends. Like, it ends in a tie.
Well, those are people that weren't going to give a shit anyways. And
True.
But every sport in Nashville, every sport in the U.S. is like that. People don't give a shit. Like, the running joke amongst so many people I know is like, why do you watch Titans? They're so bad. And it's like,
but they're my bad.
They're my bad, right? Like, that's just how it is. That's how it's always going to be. You have the core set of fans who will show up for anything at any point. Like, I watched the Preds when they were dog shit, when they won like 18 games in a year, right? And you'll have that base, and then it'll fluctuate up and down. Like, go back to when the Preds were winning 20 games in a season, right? And there was like 14,000 people in the stands. Fast forward to 2017, the same team, the same city, all of Broadway's full, everything. Like, it's going to fluctuate. But every time it fluctuates up, you bring more people into that core. And we already have such a strong core of fans already as it is. As long as the team doesn't continue to fuck up, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair.
John, have you ever had something thrown at you because you were doing a thing that everyone else was doing in the supporter section? Because I have.
No.
So let's go back. The Leagues Cup, right? I'm waving my flag or whatever. There's people all around me waving my flag, and a guy behind me yells at me to stop. And I turn and I point to everyone else actively waving flags at the same time. I go, "You're in a fucking supporter section, dude." Because he had been like, I had heard him chirping behind me, like talking about me. And I'm like, I don't know what you want. You're in a supporter section. What? I don't know what you want. And then we were lining up for a corner or something. And typically when we line up for a corner, a lot of people who have the flags will wave the flags as things are getting set up and people are getting hype, and then stop when the ball's kicked so people can see, right? I was doing that, and I hit the back of the head with a water bottle, and the guy was like running away. I was like, whatever. Fuck that guy.
I'm not gonna lie, that story ended so much more abruptly.
That's
than
it. No fight. No fight.
I didn't figure there would be a fight. I just figured there'd be more of a confrontation.
Well, there would have been, but he ran away.
Remember when that one crew fan tried farming clout through his sister? I absolutely do.
I wish I would have been that. I saw that on Twitter, but I was like not active. I was taking my social media break, so I didn't engage.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have, because that looked juicy.
It looked dumb, is what it looked like.
Hilarious.
It's like when let's call it if there were to be a Soundcheck host who might sometimes talk a little bit of shit on social media, I feel like that person would at least do it in a way where it is not like the easiest thing to debunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would not be just like quantifiably false.
And you know what's crazy?
And this was stupid. It was just dumb.
During that, I was looking at shit. Like I was looking at posts. I wasn't responding. But like during that, I saw crew fans being like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like why? It's like, Nazi shit. Why aren't you letting people into a section?" Like weird takes from people who also have the same rule in their supporter section.
Yeah.
Like weird.
They're
like, that's like authoritarian. Like weird. Like what are you talking about? No supporter section. No supporter section in the MLS allows away fans into the supporter section.
Yeah.
Like, we're not banning you from the stadium. We're keeping you away from the section because there's a history of people going into that section and starting shit.
Yep. The thing to complain about is like in the NHL playoffs where tickets are zip code locked. Like, yeah,
I'm also pro that. I'm fine with that.
No, I am too. Complain about it all day. It's never going to change. It's a great thing that teams do to generate home advantage. But like you said, the supporter section rule, that is a league-wide rule.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we as Nashville SC have decided, like, no, the Miami game and the shit that they did with the seated supporter sections, that proved if you have a pulse, they will try to sell you a ticket.
My favorite thing that happened last season was when we were in the Leagues Cup final. And in the Leagues Cup final and semifinal, the back line showed its maybe not full potential because it wasn't the MLS Cup final.
Right.
But damn close to its full potential. Like, the back line was full an hour before the kickoff, right?
Yep.
And it was like anytime anyone wearing pink or like a Messi Argentina jersey or whatever walked down the stairs, everyone turned, pointed, and yelled, "Get the fuck out," over just over and over and over again until the security came down and walked them out. And that happened like 6 times and is the proudest I've ever been. I want more of that.
That's amazing.
And you know what? If I was at any MLS stadium in the country and there was a Nashville fan sneaking into their supporter section, I'd be like, "You're fucking stupid. You're dumb. Don't do that. Keep yourself safe. Keep them safe, because no matter what, that is just asking for something to start. And I don't want it to.
All right.
Soccer-based fights are fucking stupid.
Jay Mazza in chat has brought up one of the things that I wanted to remember to talk about, and I had forgotten. The capos saying stop cursing. You can put this on the record. This is my personal opinion, not any organization I may or may not represent. This is some fucking bullshit.
This is
like, we had somebody in Discord be like, "I was chanting Gary out, and this one capo told me we don't say that." I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, we get to say whatever we want. The swearing thing, sure, that might be like a venue rule. It's dumb.
It's not.
But the capo trying to gatekeep, "Oh no, we don't say Gary out here." Who do you think you are?
And see, there's a time. There's levels to this. If you're a capo, right? And someone, like, say someone's just fucking going nuts and no one around them is agreeing with them. They're like screaming that like Hani fucking sucks, or they're just going nuts over nothing. Yeah. I understand stepping in there And obviously, if anyone's being hateful or whatever, like, we don't fucking stand for that shit. But, like, the first rule of the roadies, which I'm a part of, is don't be a dick. Like, there's vulgarity in the first rule. Like, I have no problem with people swearing and whatever in the supporter section. It's part of the mystique of soccer games.
Yeah.
And we've done it for years. And I know, going back a long ways to early roadiedom and going, like, even in MPSL and USL, the official chant that everyone knows from the American Outlaws is they said it was bloody mental. No one said that. Everyone said we'll go fucking mental.
I mean, yeah.
And I personally am not a fan of trying to police that shit. I mean, I'd swear like a sailor on here anyways. And I get it. There's children at the games. That's why the family section's on the other side. I also get it. They will hear chants coming from the supporter section. But, like, when I was growing up and I went to Preds games, and I'm talking like I was like 6 or 7, and they would yell, you know, Chelios is a sissy, or they would make fun of the ref or say sucks or whatever. My dad would go, there's stadium language and there's life language. Stuff that's said at the stadium, sometimes you don't take into real life. And you know what?
You've grown up to realize they're the same thing.
And then you learn they're the same thing. But, like, I get the what about the kids argument, but, like, it's the you're taking them into that knowingly, you know?
That's why I don't like that argument of what about the kids? Like, you brought them here.
Yeah.
It's on you.
It's like taking your kid to a rated R movie and being like, "Oh, why is it so, you know?"
So
vulgar?
to Titan Broncos question in chat, is Gary out really supporting the team? I will argue yes. Yes, it is.
Can we time out before you finish that? His next comment: rule number 1, don't be a dick. Rule number 2, don't shit on the bus.
No number 2s on the bus.
If you shit on the bus, you're getting punched in the throat. You're not getting punched in the throat. But honestly, I'm going to be upset at you.
Rule number 2 is more important.
Yeah.
Rule number 2 is more important.
Well, no. Rule number 2 can cancel out rule number 1, because if you shit on the bus, I am 100% being a dick to you personally.
Yes.
But yeah, continue.
So, is Gary out really supporting the team? I will argue wholeheartedly yes, because when you're in that stadium, you already give a shit.
Yeah.
And being passionately Gary out in a down moment is saying I support this team enough to know I want them to be better.
Agreed. So, and I saw someone say this on Twitter. I don't remember the tweet. I don't remember who said it. Sorry. It is club over everything, right? Like, if you told me tomorrow that, I don't know, Gary deals meth out of his basement, I'll be like, oh, fuck that guy. Get him out of my team.
Honestly, I'd be surprised he had a basement.
True, dude. It's hard to find a basement around here. But, like, that was Jay Mazza. Okay. But it's like, if there's something within my club, whether it's a fan who's spewing hateful bullshit, whether it's a player who's underperforming, fuck, we did this podcast, this stream. I said I love Randall Leal. I think he's a great dude. He's performed for this team. He's been great for this team. I think it's time to go. Right?
Yeah.
Club above everything. I will remember whenever Randall Leal leaves, I'll remember him as one of my favorite players, done amazing things for this team, and the same thing for Gary. Whenever Gary leaves, I'm going to think of him like I thought of
Jeff
Trotz
Fisher.
For now. Well, Jeff Fisher too. But like Trotz for the Preds, right? When Trotz left initially, it was time for him to fucking go, right? And then the Preds went on to what they did. And all through that, I thought of Trotz as like, dude, he's the guy. He started the team, whatever. And when whatever. But like, no matter what, if there's something in the team that I feel as a fan feel is wrong, I'm going to put the team first. I'm going to support the team, everyone else in the team, and say that thing is wrong.
Are we going to boo Leal at the game though? No.
So that
does not serve a purpose.
That that is different. And
the people who boo Teal are very frustrating to me. Because like that man tries his best, and he's exponentially better than any of us could be.
Yeah, and
so
people weren't booing Bunbury; they were booing the decision, right? I get that. I get that. But like, I don't think I'm kind of in the middle here between the two camps of thought on this, because like I don't think you should boo Randall Leal. I don't think we should boo Bunbury, even though you're booing the decision. Like, I get it. I don't have a problem with people chanting Gary out, voicing their displeasure, right? Or I don't mind that, but I wouldn't boo Gary as he walked by. It's weird.
I booed him in pregame instead of he's gold too. I was just boo.
Yeah.
Just boo. Like, I'm done. Get him out.
I don't know. It's a weird, not moral, but kind of moral quandary there where like, I agree with it.
I think for soccer games specifically, booing has 2 times where it is okay. Booing your team has 2 times where it's okay. The end of the first half, the end of the second half. That is it.
Yeah.
Because once that whistle goes, they cannot try anymore.
Yeah. Well, and
so
there, I don't know. It's no matter what situation you give me, it will feel weird. But I think it's okay to do.
I think
unless you
people
get
need
personal
avenues to express negativity.
Yeah.
And booing is like
you
the
can
most passive.
You can express opinions and negativity, positivity, whatever you do. Never get personal. Like this podcast, I think Randall Leal, it's time to go. I've been a defender for years. I think it's time to go. Dude, great dude. Fine dude. Right? Same thing with Gary. I think it's time to go. Yeah. I think it's time to switch. Yeah. I will remember him as a great in Nashville SC history because he deserves that. But it's just time to switch it up.
I know we're probably over what you would call our appropriate time, but like,
fuck it.
Is Gary still on the NSC Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, he has to be.
Over who?
Well, okay, what would be your Mount Rushmore?
Hani, Taylor, Walker, and then either Gary or Mike.
Not Mike. Fuck that. Gary.
He built the team.
Gary coached the team.
Yeah, so that's why I said either one of them.
That's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
I don't think to this point you can argue
against my Nashville SC
Hani, Taylor, or Walker though.
My Nashville SC Mount Rushmore would just be John Cadiz 4 times.
4 times.
Oh shit! All right, you got anything else? I don't really have a time for this. I'm just like a set end time.
Yeah, I know normally you have us cut at like 45 or 50.
Yeah, so. I mean we're at an hour and 3 minutes. So
yeah, we also haven't been on here in a while.
You know what? Let's kind of talk about that. So I've been experimenting with stuff. I wouldn't say I'm fully back streaming, even though I've streamed a lot. And if you're watching this, please come back during any other stream because we get fucking silly. But I've been experimenting a lot, right? And we're just gonna have a production meeting on camera. Do
we need to get Chris in here for this?
No. I feel like this works better as a long form video thing that goes up on Twitch and YouTube, supplemented by clips that lead people to that long form thing, which then leads them to the live thing, because audio had a spike, leveled out.
Yeah.
And everything I've tested,
that's the nature of discoverability.
Everything I've tested on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, it's like if it is a well-made clip, it will send people to that page, and then they will be there to discover whenever you go live or when you post a long-form video or whatever. I've been doing it for a week, and it's been working. So I may just scrap the audio altogether and post a lot of Kind of like what Valaire's doing with his interview series, where he'll post like the best little clips and then a link to like the full thing. I'm just gonna start. I think we should start doing that.
Yeah. I feel like being a live show though, we also have the bonus of you can clip as we go.
Yeah.
So like if I were in chat and I asked a question that I was really proud of, which is a thing that has happened in the past, you know, or if we say something really stupid and you're like, they're not going to want us to clip this and we could clip this now. Like if it's a clip that you as a viewer find entertaining, you have the ability to just go.
Yeah.
And then Brian can turn that into something, and it can add to that discoverability
also,
of it.
Jay Mazza, if you're still here, I saw your thing and comment earlier, or in the chat earlier. You said that YouTube was delayed. Was it the audio was desynced, or was it that chat was slower on YouTube? Because
I think I interpreted it as chat was delayed.
Okay.
Because we would talk about something, there would be a couple of Twitch comments, and then he would
got it.
fire in with a YouTube comment.
I just picked the first multi-stream platform that I could to do this.
Yeah.
I noticed something similar last night when I tested it. So I may need to find at least another overlay. But I want to start stream. I want to continue streaming this, anything else we do, any gaming stuff on both platforms, because YouTube is just way more discoverable. And in 4 days time, with maybe, I mean, if we're counting up the total amount of work I did hours wise, like it was a real job, I did maybe 10 hours of work. And every short I post is getting like 800 views. One of them has like 250. I think we've gotten like 15 new subscribers with really no effort. And Twitch is like pulling teeth.
It is.
So I could see both the NSC, Nashville Soundcheck, and just us streaming as a whole eventually being only YouTube. But I do have an audience on Twitch, so I'm going to multi-stream, and whatever wins, I'll pay more attention to. But at least for the time being, for the foreseeable future, it'll probably be a multi-stream.
While we're having our production meeting, anyone in chat, do you have any question about anything that you want to ask us?
John,
so
what's
we
your
could
favorite
turn it
color?
into content and use it later.
John, hypothetical.
Yes. Hypothetical.
Option 1, you lose both of your arms.
Okay.
Option 2 is you only poop with a boner for the rest of your life, making it impossible to pee in the toilet while you poo.
Okay. I'm hoping. What's option 3?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, arms or boner poo.
Boner poo.
Okay, yeah.
I
feel like the arms is a little harsh.
I thought you were
like maybe.
I thought you were gonna say you lose your arms or you lose your legs. Like
no,
that seems like a much
maybe I should
more...
switch to like you have clown hair for the rest of your life.
I would have hair for the rest of my life. Are you kidding me?
Jay Mazza. Okay, I'm replying. That's a good point. But it's big, poofy, and clown colored. Jay Mazza. Thank you for saying that. So in the past, has been up and down, a lot of waves. A lot has to do with my career, and everyone else's involved career. We were at a point where we were sending journalists to college football games. We are no longer at that point. I want to do something, photography wise. I don't know what that is yet. So you are top of the list. If you have any ideas, shoot them away.
Based on what I've heard from, let's call it maybe potentially another fan-based podcast, it is that will not get off the ground. There's a 0% chance of that happening.
Of what happening?
Us getting media passes.
Oh, I mean, we were getting them from. Oh no, I'm not even talking about NSC.
Okay.
I was talking about we were sending people to Vanderbilt, UT, and MTSU.
And MTSU, yeah.
For journalism and photo stuff for a while. And that kind of fell off because that got really hard to wrangle.
Facilitate, yeah.
You know? I don't know. Figure something out. Anything else?
I guess just kind of a vague any other content that y'all would want to see from us.
Dude, okay.
I think they've been doing EAFC. We've done some COD quality content.
You know what's
I think
upsetting?
Was back last week.
Quality content was not back last week. I just reposted
I saw it on YouTube.
I reposted an old clip.
Oh, you fucker.
Hey, but that clip did 2,500 views, right? With one of my
that's what I'm saying.
One of the first clips. So we'll do it again. That's fine. We'll do more list ranking bullshit like that. That's always fun. I lost my train of thought.
Content they want to see.
Content. Yeah, I don't know. We'll do more of that. Oh, that. Okay, some of my best clips that I've posted. Sorry, I'm just scatterbrained. I'm just bozo brain.
Oh, man.
This is what happens when you don't have a job: is your brain just turns to mush.
Wow, apparently I've never had a job in my life.
A lot of the clips, unfortunately, that did rather well is the horror game. So like Outlast. And
spooky.
DVD
streams.
really isn't a horror game, although it is suspenseful and spooky. But like, fuck, dude, I'm just gonna have to play more scary games.
Here's the thing, though. Scary games don't have to be scary games, though.
Yeah, they do.
Like you could Resident Evil. I feel like hits that vibe.
That's not what the people want. Game. They want me screaming like a little girl.
Okay, well then you and is FNAF multiplayer? Like, can you co-op FNAF?
Anything's multiplayer if you try hard enough.
Okay, well that seems do that, Brian. People love FNAF.
I don't know, man. But okay, to wrap everything up, clean little bow. My current goal. I'm gonna get this back on I am not becoming a debate bro. I respect a lot of them.
Then I guess cake isn't bread.
I'm an active watcher of Hassan, who is a little bit less debate, but by the nature of what he covers, I watch a lot of debate bro shit. I'm not doing that. I respect it, not doing it. Put this on a neat little bow. We're gonna get this show back to a regular Monday thing. There will likely be, because I, through my testing, learned that each thing needs at least on TikTok, its own individual TikTok, because the algorithm is so fucking focused that if you post multiple topics on one timeline, you will get no views. So there'll probably be a Nashville Soundcheck TikTok that pops up until it's banned, which that's another whatever. We're gonna get this back going full time. Outside of that, I plan, at least now for the time being, to stream at least 3 times a week. So please, YouTube, TikTok, feel free to follow, subscribe, whatever. John will be there. Other friends will be there. Brian
J. Mazza has given us a hypothetical in chat. Nashville SC wins MLS Cup, or Nashville gets viable transit infrastructure.
Oh God. So, but does that mean that if we get one, the other will not happen 100%? Well, like, I know for a fact transit and infrastructure just won't happen 100% unless there's a magic, J. Mazza fairy that drops in.
Yeah, there is magic.
But like, let's say I pick the infrastructure, which is what I would pick because, the leftist.
Greatest good for the greatest number.
Does that mean we won't win MLS Cup, or does that mean we're not guaranteed?
I would interpret it as we would never win MLS Cup.
Give me a glimmer of hope here, because I haven't been happy with sports since 2005. So,
what happened in 2005?
Vince Young won the best national championship in college football history is what fucking happened, John.
H-Man says there's other trophies we can win, not according to MLS.
Okay, what?
Oh. Save the Open Cup.
No, we could win Leagues Cup. We could win.
No,
we could win. We'd have
to...
CONCACAF. We can win the Club World Cup.
That honestly, if you gave me the choice of any trophy that Nashville SC could potentially be eligible for, I would never win MLS Cup if it meant winning the Club World Cup.
Oh,
once.
yeah. If you said, Brian, they're going to actively destroy all the roads in Nashville, but you get a Club World Cup, I would pick that. I would take a horse and buggy to the fucking game for a Club World Cup.
All right, Brian, but you realize if the roads are destroyed, the buggy is going to feel worse, right?
I will take a ATV to the games. I will go buy a dirt bike and be doing
on his John Deere
knack-knacks and whips and no-handers and shit off of the roads they dug up.
Oh, God. Jay Mazza, that's so much worse. He goes, the most you can get is losing all finals.
Maybe after. The maybe after is like, maybe you should just die. Get us infrastructure and then just pass away. Not you, Jay Mazza, me.
If I die and get revived, does that count? Oh, Jon Snow has entered the chat. Let's go.
Would that position me as like Nashville's Jesus, right? Because I fixed the roads and then died for the city's sins and brought Nashville SC a championship.
No,
you can start a religion off of this.
It's been done. So with you. Would Soccer Moses have to cosplay as you?
Yes.
What would that look like?
I like how I'm burning Catholic candles back here while I'm having this conversation. Do what?
What is the Brian? Like, what would Soccer Moses dress as to be Soccer Brian?
He'd wear this hat.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. Maybe some ripped jeans he bought 10 years ago from Hot Topic and Crocs. The alternative uniform would be a cowboy hat because I rock that shit.
The idea of Soccer Moses in a Hot Topic is the most entertaining thing we have talked about all
All right. Well, I think this is a good wrapping up point.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna stream again tonight because I haven't eaten dinner, so I'm gonna eat dinner.
Hates friends.
I mean, John, I'll still be on. I just won't be fucking streaming.
I wanted to play Call of Duty. Why don't we have a chat command for our Discord server?
Because I'm dumb. I haven't set that shit up.
Why do you hate friends?
I've been testing the content side of things, not the technical side of things. So I'll get to that.
Give me a second. I'm getting a link.
Where'd he go? My dog that pees on the bed's back there. Oh, hold on. I got you. Bang. H-Man was asking, where's the butter slug? I popped Travis back into the bottom corner.
Hey, you love to see it. For anybody who's not in our Discord, I just threw the link out there. I think most of y'all probably are.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to start using that. I mean, we're using it for this, right? But, like, I'm going to start posting in there and, like...
using it for... Shit.
Using it for good, yeah. It's a lot of leftover from when we joined, where we had the Has-Been E-League, and people are falling off from that, but we have more people joining in, so it's fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to beautify it a little bit.
Yeah, but cool. Thanks, stream. Kiss, kiss. See ya.